In today's video, let's dive into our awareness. Why do friends suddenly change or ghost? Is the question that leads me to this video. And this question came from my comments here. Let me read what I got. And I'm happy I got this message from Faye. She wrote, "How about doing a video why friendships suddenly dissolve when there has been no argument, no falling out or anything, and friends suddenly change or ghost?" This is psychological, but worth try discussing it. It's a topic that many have discussed before, but with no real closure. Perhaps you can do something like that and elaborate on it. Yes, let's elaborate on that. Elaboration is always good. I like this because when we focus on the subject, the ideas come. So where will we start? We start with our birth. When we are born, a small baby has nearly no memories, very few emotions, very few self-reflection of its own awareness. All this comes when we grow up. We gather a lot of information, we gather a lot of emotions, and we become more and more aware of ourselves. We learn by experiences, we learn by our parents, by our friends, and by our teachers. And what happens, as we are already unique as a baby, we become even more unique throughout our education. Every person gathers different information, has its own experiences, and therefore its own emotions, our own desires, our own wishes. No one has these wishes that you have. And as we are growing through life, our perspective grows. We can say every person is a complete universe. Our structure over time gets more and more complicated. And when we put all this together, make a photo when we are 10, a photo when we are 20, a photo when we are 30, a photo when we are 40, all these qualities together, we get a picture of this moment. And when we look at this picture, we have a person with a certain information, with certain emotions, with certain desires. The whole character in this moment means we radiate and we attract the same. When I like cars, I probably might have a lot of friends that also like cars. When I like computer games, I probably might have friends that also like computer games. Like attracts like, but just for a time, not forever, because I can change my interest or others can change their interest. And then they don't match anymore. And then they go apart. There was no fight. There was no argument. Just interests are changing. I made enough computer games. Now I prefer hiking or surfing. And I got new surfing friends. Automatically we come closer because of the interest that I have. There are so many interesting things today in the world, and we should experience them. They are there for us. But when we make it for a certain time, then we are satisfied. When I'm satisfied with surfing, the other person probably wants more. I prefer to fly my drones and the other person goes surfing in the water. Many friendships are based on common interests. And when my interest is changing, or when my friend's interest is changing, we go in new directions. One friendship is dissolving and new friendships will come. This is the part that is based on interests. Interests are always changing and in different directions. But there's also the emotional part. I'm still a surfer. My friend is still a surfer. But also on our emotional level, we are different. Sometimes I said something, nothing special, but my friend was completely hurt, emotionally hurt. He even feels betrayed by me. But he never communicated this to me. For me, this was nothing. But I have a completely different emotional background than my friend. And as he is already a little shy, he never communicated this to me. He had no courage to come to me and say, "What did you say?" Or he even is ashamed. So he better keeps his mouth shut and just goes in another direction. He doesn't like me anymore. He doesn't love me anymore. And with couples, it's even worse. But the question that I got was only on friendship, so let's stay in friendships. What means when we have a relationship, every person has his expectations. And mostly these expectations are not really clear. We have them, but we are not aware that we have them. And this creates disappointment, anger, frustration. And when we never learned to talk open on this, because this needs a higher level of awareness. First, we have to be aware that this happened. And then we should have the courage to talk to the other person. But this feels uncomfortable. Then we just go in another direction. Friends suddenly change or ghost. This is not suddenly. The situation changed in both directions. They ghost. They avoid the confrontation because it's easy to just go in another direction and there's no more problem. I see in a new direction, I talk to new people, the older problem is away. I carry it still with me, but the surroundings are changing. The real problem is not solved. We just change the wallpaper. And sometimes the new wallpaper will not even bring the problem. This is the good part. So I would say friendship can happen and it can dissolve. There is no right. This is my friend and you must be my friend forever. No, I think we are great when we accept that friendship happens, we can embrace it, and when it's dissolving, we should be able to let it go, even if we can't understand what's happening. But we should respect other people. And people are so different. We can't insist you only can go when this is clarified. We have no right to do this. As long as we stay flexible, people can come in our life because of our interest, our emotions, because of situations, and we spend a certain time together and we love the time. And when this time builds its fruit, probably this time is over. It's just finished. We can't prolong it. Then it's our job to let go and create something new. There are endless possibilities where we can create new relationships, friendships. Everybody knows this situation. You are in the underground. There's another person. You share a smile. And this was a friendship for 5 seconds or 4 seconds. Sometimes friendships go 3 months, a year, sometimes a whole lifetime. And we never know it in advance what can happen. Isn't this fantastic? Life, as always, is in every second new. And I think we should be grateful for any friendship, whether it was 4 seconds or a whole lifetime. We welcome new friends. And when it's time to let go, I let go. And I don't question why and how. Because when people are no more attracted to me, they go automatically. I can't order. I want you to stay here. I want to hold you. No, we can't hold people. When they go, they have their reasons, even if they have no clue on this, on an emotional basis. But there is a reason. But no problem. This friendship was ripe. And now we can plant new seeds. Thank you very much for watching. We elaborated on friends, suddenly change, or ghost. Thank you very much for listening, and my archive is growing.